Good morning. Okay, today we're going to do Joshua. We're going to read Joshua 8, verses 30 through 35, to the end of the chapter, where the covenant is renewed. So Joshua 8, 30 through the end of the chapter. Pause me and read. Okay, so it seems kind of strange that Joshua would stop right here and have this read, but back in Deuteronomy, Moses told them to stop here and have the blessings at Mount Gerizim and the curses at Mount Ebal. And so this is like they've got a little taste of victory, they've got a little taste of God is with them and they can take this land, but this is more bringing them back in and saying, yeah, God is in control here and we're not. This is not us, this is God. So we need to make sure that we're paying tribute to God and that we recognize God. So they built an altar, and they built it on with these uncut stones. We talked about this, where the stone, if tools are used on them, they're not pure. So pure uncut stones. They built this altar, and they had burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, which are sometimes called peace offerings. And there's a whole slew of information in Leviticus on offerings. If you need that information, it is very detailed, and each offering has a significance. So those are two different offerings. And then it says that Joshua copied on the stones the law of Moses, which he had written. So this is not etching. This is not, apparently God is the only one who etched the laws onto stone. The rest of the laws that were written on stone were, so they had stones and they covered with plaster and wrote on the plaster. And so they did this because it was longer lasting than the paper that they had. And they probably had a little paper. I don't know. That's an interesting question. And so they've got these lines of people. They've got the ark in the middle, and they've got these lines of people. And on one side stood 6 tribes, and the other side six tribes. And one of them faced the mount with the blessings, and one of them faced the mount with the curses. And even the people who were not Jews, who were not Israelites, were with them. Those camp hangers-on, the Rehabs. I'm sorry, not the Rehabs. The Rahabs. All the people that were with them. And so by this time they probably had a pretty significant number of people who had just joined their caravan, kind of like that caravan that's coming up from Central America. People just kind of join as they go. Well, they see this thriving community and they may be homeless, so they just join them. So it wasn't just Israelites, there were other people, but so they're there, and so all of this is in Deuteronomy, and they're saying that Moses commanded them to do it just like this. And then Joshua read all the words of the law, the blessings and the curses, just as it's written. So he didn't give a summary version. He didn't give a 5-minute Das Daily Devo version. He went in detail reading the whole thing. And that included the women and children. So I don't know how long this took. Lots of interesting questions here. How did the people at the back hear? They didn't have microphones. Did they have people halfway through the crowd telling the rest of it, or recapping what he had said, or repeating what he had said? So the main thing here is when you start feeling success, remember that success came from the Lord and give the Lord his due, give him thanks, give him the glory.